Hello, welcome to my psychic tarot reading on Pabllo Vittar. Thank you for listening and watching. If you would like your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading from me or an astrology birth chart reading from me, then be sure to check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I would love to read for you, and I am available for bookings, so contact me for a reading on my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com, spelled just like my YouTube name. Speaking of my YouTube name, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit that bell next to the subscribe button as many times as you need to so that you get a notification whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. Also, make sure you follow me on my social media pages. Lamarr Townsend Tarot is my Facebook page name, and at Lamarr Townsend is my Instagram handle. So thank you for listening and watching. This is about Pabllo Vittar. And I am a huge fan of Pabllo Vittar. I recently just got into him. I have a couple friends who are also gay who introduced me to him, so I'm like obsessed with him right now. I'm obsessed with Pabllo, and I think we're having plans to go see him during Pride in June. So I hope that actually goes through. But I just want to see what's going on with Pabllo. What can we expect for Pabllo moving forward? You know, it's so inspirational to have a, you know, transgender, drag queen, you know, whatever Pabllo identifies, you know, himself, herself as. You know, it's so inspiring to have, you know, someone like that in pop music, you know, even if it is Spanish pop music, you know, or Brazilian pop music, you know, it still is obviously touching the masses. So shout out to you, Pabllo Vittar. You know, like I said, I'm a huge fan, and I love your first album. It's really good. So let's get right into it, and let's see what's in the store. What's going on with Pabllo Vittar? What's currently going on with Pabllo Vittar? Let's just see what's currently going on with Pabllo. What's currently going on with Pabllo Vittar? Like, I could literally listen to his first album and not skip a song, and I have no idea what he's saying, but I just love his music, her music, his music. Alright, what is currently going on with Pabllo Vittar? What's currently going on with Pabllo Vittar? I see. Terra is my favorite song from the first album, if you can't tell. Alright, let's just do one more shuffle. What is currently going on with Pabllo Vittar? You get the Ace of Coins showing up in the past position, the Eight of Wands showing up in the present position, but the Sun showing up in the future position. I think there's something about Pabllo where he's having a lot of fun. I feel like he actually likes just being a kid. I don't know if he's like a kid at heart or something like that. I don't know much about him, to be honest. I don't know much about her, but you know, like I said, I'm obsessed either way. But there's something where he just really enjoys being like a kid, you know, like a child. I don't know, like, I wonder if he's a Leo. What zodiac sign is Pabllo, y'all? Let me see real quick. Pabllo Vittar zodiac. Oh, he was born in 1994. Wow. Oh, you're Scorpio. Okay, you're Scorpio with your moon in Libra. Oh, interesting. I think there's something where Pabllo wants to break through into a more international market. But I do feel like maybe he's having some issues with label, his label, her label, something along those lines. Or just the direction of his career, you know, his music. I feel like he wants to make some changes, but it almost feels like the label's like, you know, we've got we've got this train going, like, you know, let's not mess up the formula. Let's, you know, keep it going. But Pabllo, I feel like, kind of wants to do something different. And I do feel like he wants to break into the more international market. I don't know if he wants to come to America, or he, like, wants to make, like, an American album. I definitely feel like he wants to tour internationally, though. Like, I feel like he wants to tour around the world, kind of thing. He wants to be a world tour artist. World tour artist. He wants to be a world tour artist. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Pabllo is also very much about his money. All right, very much about his money. All right, pay him what you owe him. All right. Is Pabllo in love? Because if he's in love right now, or if he's dating, his career could be either forming some type of wedge with his love life, his dating life, his relationship, or his career may place him in a situation that it keeps him stuck, or has him stuck when it comes to his love life in some way. But I do see love and career kind of colliding with one another, or at the very least not always being aligned with each other, which makes sense, you know, when you're a music artist, right? Because they tend to travel, they tend to always be busy, you know, in rehearsals, you know, in the studio, that kind of thing. I feel like he might be working on a new album. I feel like he's also the type of person that stays in the studio, stays in creation mode, or likes to stay in creation mode. But I just feel like there's something with where he wants to make more changes to his career. There's something where I feel like we may see Pabllo take off the drag, take off the makeup, the wig, and we may start to see him, you know, put, not that, you know, that isn't who he is, because it is, but I feel like he may start to put more of his true, more vulnerable self in front of the camera, all right? And in the music. So, especially, I want to say this, especially if he comes to America. If he comes to America, I feel like first he may not get into the drag. I feel like there's something with America where he's like has to reintroduce himself, or introduce himself to the masses. But there's just something where I feel like with America is obviously a bit more, especially certain parts of America are a bit more non-receptive to what Pabllo represents, right? But I'm sure it's the same way in Brazil. But I just feel like there's certain things, certain blockages that Pabllo is, you know, coming up against that is frustrating him, even though he is breaking barriers at this time. There's something where I feel like Pabllo, and I don't know if he's currently struggling with this, or if he soon will struggle with this, but I feel like glass ceiling kind of vibe. So you know how it's like, you know, you reach, you know, a certain height in your career or whatever, and, you know, you reach the top. You can't go any further because, you know, there's so many restrictions placed on you, all right? So it's like, it's almost like he feels placed in a box, and he doesn't like that. He doesn't like feeling placed in a box. So I also feel like there's something about Pabllo where he can be a bit rebellious, all right? So he can definitely be an artist who can be rebellious to the industry, or towards the industry. But you know what, Pabllo, I think you have such a large fan base behind you that, you know, your career is going to take you to some amazing places. So that's exciting. That's what I see, what's currently around you. Now let's see what's, you know, coming up in the future for you. Girl, I be at work blasting your music, honey. I be living for it. And they be looking at me crazy like, is he Spanish? Does he know Spanish? Like, what's going on with that? But I still be jamming anyway. Un poquito. Hable español un poquito. I don't know if I even said that right. What's coming up in the future for Pabllo Vittar? Oh, you know what other song is my favorite? I like Corpo Sensual. Corpo Sensual. Vai Passar Mal. Yes. Alright. What's coming up in the future for Pabllo Vittar? Definitely wanted to break free from any box that he feels placed in or has been placed in for sure. And I feel like he may talk more about this, about how he feels boxed in. He has so many goals and visions for his career, and it, you know, seems hard to get to where he wants to be. I feel like he's the type of person who also, it's not that he's complaining, but he likes to vent to his fans. He likes to vent to get things off of his chest. I see big money moves, Pabllo, so I don't know if you end up doing a world tour or if the world tour becomes something like it's like televised, or you end up doing a really big show that's televised, or you end up doing a move. There's something about a really big project coming up for you. There's something there. I think you're kind of nervous about it. Alright, definitely kind of nervous about it, probably. Because I think there's just a lot riding on it, though. I think there's a lot riding on whatever this big project is, I see. And I just really see you wanting to break into, and I keep saying the international market because I want to, you know, keep it broad, but I feel like specifically the American market. So I don't know if you're specifically trying to break into the American market or just the international market overall, which obviously would include the American market, the global market, whatever you want to call it. And I just keep getting the world card, global energy, wanting to like be a global domination kind of thing. And I think you can definitely get there. I just think going global means certain demons that have to be dealt with. And when I say demons, I'm not talking about the Illuminati, or, you know, maybe I am, child. I don't really know. But no, in this instance, I'm not talking about the Illuminati. I'm not talking about that kind of thing. What I'm talking about is going global for Pabllo Vittar means going global in terms of transgender, all right? In terms of, you know, LGBTQ, in terms of that kind of energy. And I feel like there's still something with the world where they're not ready, but they're ready. We're ready, but we're not ready. I'm ready, you know, but you know what I mean. But, you know, the world, it's like they're ready for, you know, transgender pop star, you know, cross-dresser pop star, whatever you want to, you know, call it. But it's like they're not ready. So there's something where, you know, that kind of drama could come up where the topic of transgender discussion comes up. And you know how Americans can be. You know, we have comedians and, you know, people like that who can say some really controversial things. So I think, but you know what? Controversy can sometimes further your career. It's all how you deal with that. Right, Pabllo? So Pabllo, I think the best thing for you, Pabllo, and this is how I'm going to end the reading, is to just always do you, no matter what. Don't feed into the pettiness, because there is going to be pettiness as you grow further in your career. There's going to be petty. You know, there will be other artists who come and try to steal your shine and try to, you know, throw things at you. Don't even acknowledge it. Just do you. Focus on you. And just be the queen that you're meant to be. You know, the king that you're meant to be. Like, you know, that's what I see for you. Because you're really meant to be here for a purpose, obviously. But there's a bigger purpose to you. There's a bigger purpose to Pabllo Vittar. There's a bigger purpose to the vehicle of music, you know, the music industry, your music career. That you've created right now. Okay, so just get prepared, Pabllo. I cannot wait to hear new music from you, though. And I cannot wait to see how your career blossoms and evolves as you grow more into yourself, more confident in yourself, as if you aren't already confident. But I just think there are certain things that, you know, you go through behind the scenes that you don't always readily tell. And I feel like a lot of it deals with the industry. So, all right, Pabllo. Pabllo, I wish we could be friends. I like you a lot. All right, until the next reading, I love you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share with your friends and family, and if you would like your own personal, private, confidential psychic tarot reading from me, then please check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. I would love to read for you, and I am available for bookings. Until next time, love and light.